And another one. We back with another episode of GhodCast podcast. Now, let's dive into this for a minute. It took me a while to get to this episode, just for the simple fact, um, you would think certain things happen on your timing, on your ability, but in all honesty, man, wherever you get your source of power from, it truly dictates your next move. So, prime example, if your resource or your power of source is money, a lot of the times you won't do a damn thing until you got that bread, right? If your source is your family, a lot of times you won't make too many moves without the approval or acknowledgement of your family, right? So, since my timing isn't my timing, it's more so Jesus and God's timing. Just when I think, hey, press the gas, press the gas. Um, the heavenly order pulls me back and shows me some things that's necessary and very important for me to see before jumping on to that next step. I wasn't quite aware of that. But now that we got the ball rolling and we have the officialization of this thing on board, I'm gonna be honest and I'm gonna say now I understand the truth of a spiritual journey. It has nothing to do with you. It has nothing to do with your readiness and preparedness, but it has everything to do with your relationship with the higher power, with the source. And I'm blessed that I was able to take my time, slow down, and see that. You know what I'm saying? There's not too many times where you're gonna meet that fork in the road and you're gonna get guided to make the right decisions. Thankfully, I was guided to make the right decisions after battling so many forks in the road. You're gonna get to that point in your life where it's either do or don't, make it or break it. We always think that just because we see the celebrities put out a synopsis of maybe their journey, we uh we just think it's gonna go a different way. But in reality, man, in reality, it always goes totally different from what uh the media portrays it. When you meet that fork in the world per se, it's gonna be a time in your life where you're gonna have to make the decision. Do I wanna do what I wanna do? Or do I wanna do what I'm supposed to do? And making that decision right there will help change every dynamic. Point blank, period, hands down. You could try to go about it in another way. You could say the dynamics won't change, but let's just keep it a thou wow. It's a self decision. And it'll be much easier, better said than done. Trust me, I know this. But there's value in decision making. If it wasn't, we'd just all be born robotic. There's value in decision making. So making the proper decisions for your lifestyle and for your goals that you're seeking, you could bet your bottom dollar would change everything. See where I'm going with this? Have decision making etiquette. You know what I mean? Whatever situation you in and you have to make decisions, just make sure you have decision etiquette. If you're in a situation by yourself, then have the etiquette to make sure that you make decisions that's going to solely affect you. Don't try to spread yourself thin, trying to make random decisions for random people and stuff like that. Make sure that you're making the proper decisions for you and you're taking the proper steps. There's a lot of do's and don't. There's a lot of happenings and not happenings. Find your lane and stick to it. There's a lot of things that's going on that I'm just not interested in jumping into because it's not necessary for me to, for the sake of my lane. Now, if the more I stay in my lane and I hop in my bag with the things that I'm doing, you can surely believe that train is going to run and it's going to run fast, long. But the more I diverge into different things, trying to be like other people, trying to stay in a rat race and stuff like that, I've always found myself losing momentum in the necessary places that God has me running up. So, for an example, if I want to get to that higher level with my podcast, the last thing I need to be doing is not recording content, not dropping content. The last thing I need to be doing is wasting my time, maybe more so, just trying to spread myself thin, trying to get myself involved in any and everything. When really I just need to be producing content after content after content, and that's what I mean essentially. Learn what your lane is, stay in it, bag it up, do your work, and have fun with it all. It's not every day. Is every day you do it. Every day you're involved in it. It's not going to be what you want it to be. It's going to be what it needs to be to get done, but it may not necessarily be exactly what you want it to be. You may want it to be this grand thing, and that may just be another phase of it. You may need to take steps to get there. So you don't take the smaller stuff serious. You know what I mean? You don't take the lower level. You take the lower level with a grain of salt and you just rush through it. You don't have fun. You impatient with it. You just getting it done because it needs to be done. That's not going to get you anywhere either. What you do with a little will dictate what you do with a lot. And I was almost caught in the crossfire of scrapping the little works. Like, yeah, it's whatever. Not putting attentiveness into it. Not really getting down on it how I'm supposed to. And losing sight of what's true and what matters to me. But I will say this. In the times that we're going through, I'm learning now more than ever. Keep my eye on the sparrow, keep my eye on God, and focus on the things that He put in my life. The things that I pray for, and God responds by delivering them to me. Keep my eye on those. Those are the things I do, rain, sleet, and snow. Certain things, when it rains, you take it as a sign to stay in. When it's snowing, you take it as a sign to stay in. When the sun out, you take it as a sign to go out. But certain things, rain, sleet, sunshine, snow, hail, don't matter. You need to do and get done if you want to see yourself progress. It took a couple bumps on the head, took a couple re-knocks on the door, but I finally got it. Finally got the answer. Finally got what I was looking for out of this life. And it's not what it's all cracked up to be. I really thought it was going to be something else, and I'm so glad that it turned out to be what it is, man. It turned out to be what it is. This is what I want to leave you guys with. Don't take your blessings for granted. And what I mean by that is appreciate them, spam them, but don't let it be a day where you question continuity. That's what I mean. Some days you're not going to give your best work at it, no matter if you're a master of it or not. Just if you're a master at Jeet Kune Do or something. Just some days you're not going to throw the most powerful kicks, the most swiftest kicks. It's just how it goes. After doing something for so long, some days won't just be your day, man. You do something every day. One day is just going to be off, bro. It's just the law of life. For life to be 100% complete, it has to have so many constant changes. You see what I'm saying? That's what makes life so consistent, is that the changes won't stop changing. So that's the same thing with us. Don't let it go a day in between doing what's necessary. You could do all the little side quests you want to do, and they'll help you. You'll learn from them. But make sure you stick to the main story, man. Make sure you stick to the main goals. Make sure you stick to the main driving force, man, so that you can get where you need to go ultimately over time. That's what I learned. I sat back for years and years at some points and just looked out the window. And I thought that as more time passed, I won't be looking out the window no more. But no, dude, I just sat there looking out the window. The longer I sat there looking out the window, that's how this life gonna go. Now that I'm aware of that, now that I'm up to speed, and I have been for quite some time now, the biggest focus of mine is motion. Staying in motion, staying active, staying in the game, staying in the gym, staying on the camera, stay producing product, finding my way. Every time I go to a gas station or a convenience store, it's a new drink popping out. Find a manufacturer to get roll sale out there. Keep on dealing with keep on dealing with different businesses and different groups. Like prime example, this episode of my podcast, shout out to Supr Solid, Supr Solid clothing. Very dope Scully that I was able to purchase from a local brand here in Orlando. But that's what I'm saying. Just keep expanding myself. Keep putting myself out there. Don't get discouraged by a week, a month, a day, you know what I'm saying, a few months, a few days, a few weeks of no success. Because what I'm starting to realize, success isn't measured about how much you do alone. It's measured by how much quality you do at each level. Success doesn't make an excuse. Success doesn't say, oh, you shooting on the 280p camera. The industry standard is 8K. You won't be successful. That's not success standard. Success is, okay, you got a 280p camera. You using that faithfully every day, putting out the best of the best content you can. You edit it the best you can, and you put it out there consistently. Somebody sees your content. They say, hey, here's an 8K camera, just industry standard. Love what you got going on. You're just outdated. That's success. When you can attract access, when you can attract resources from what you're doing, that's success. It's not about spending the most money, making the things the most shiniest, the most biggest. It's about attracting opportunity in favor of others in the community with what you're doing, with consistency. The more you put that out there, the more you show your stuff, the more people get attached to it, the more people want to put in on it, put a helping hand. You see what I'm saying? My success is going to come from when I get sponsors, when people keep seeing episodes, when people keep listening to when people keep listening to different episodes, and I stay consistent and I just keep putting it out there and I just keep delivering. And they see, oh, this guy take it serious. Oh, he's investing. Oh, he's trying to make sure his setup keeps developing. He's a bit outdated. This is the industry standard. Let me ship him, a camera or something like that. Let me ship him some new audio equipment. Let me ship him a new mic. That's just how stuff goes. This is the law of attraction. That's what that means. That's what the law of attraction is. I'm doing what I'm supposed to do, so I get what I'm supposed to have. I used to think it was ways around it, but it's not, bro. It's not a magic key. I've seen people. Hear me out. I've seen people with the VVs. I've seen people with the fast cars. I've seen people with the rich lifestyle, but they still don't get the response they want from life itself. And then I've seen people with none of that, i.e., me, one of the people. And due to their diligence, life responds. Life like, hey, you're not beating yourself up. You're not blaming the world. You everything I throw at you, you utilizing for your favor. Let me get you some things. Let me show you some love. Let me pat you on the back. I had to get to that point mentally and start saying that my faith is gonna feed me. My faith is my finances. I'm gonna step out there and I'm gonna do things that maybe I can't afford to do. I'm gonna put myself in situations that maybe it's gonna cost me to be in, cost time, money, whatever. But the benefit is gonna benefit me. So I need to put myself in that situation, and I need to stick out in that situation by not being scared, by being confident and being comfortable, and being seen and vocal. You know what I'm saying? But it's all a process, and I'm proud to say that I'm walking through this process daily. I'm proud to say I don't have it all figured out every time, all the time. I'm proud to say that other people are doing better than me, but that don't have nothing to do with me. I'm proud to say other people are doing worse than me, but that has nothing to do with me. I'm proud to say that I am doing the best that I can each and every time I step out there and do what I do. No matter what it is I got, no matter how cheap or expensive it is, the things that I'm dealing with, what I have at the time I'm dealing with what I'm dealing with, that's what I got, and that's what I'm coming with. I'm coming hard, strong, and powerful. That's all I'm saying. That changes things. Prayer changes. And so does persistence. So does not taking no for an answer. A lot of people, trust me, bro. I get a lot of no's. Don't get it twisted. I get 1,000 no's. 3 times a month, I get 1,000 no's. And at the end of the month, I get half of a yes. But I take that half a yes and I explode on it. And I do what I need to do. The time for that, for me, is coming to an end, though. Because when I got put in front of that crossroad, what do you want to do? Where do you want to go? I heard you, but I didn't hear you. So I'm going to ask you loud and clear. This is Jesus and God, of course. They're going to ask me loud and clear. I heard you say what you want to do. But the way you said it, you don't even believe that's what you want to do. So I'm going to give you the keys and really see what you about. That's the true test. When they say, okay, you said it, but I don't believe it. Show me. That's the time. That's the contract. You feel what I'm saying? That's the industry contract. You will never get there until you pass this test. You'll never get to that next level until you pass the test. When Jesus and God ask you, or whatever source you rely on, what do you want to do? Okay, you say you want to do it. I don't believe you. Here go the resources. Show me. And the resources may or may not be the highest and the best of the best industry standard quality. It may or may not be. You say you want to be a videographer. God may give you a 4K camera and say, okay, show me and prove it. He may give you a cinematography company and say, okay, so prove it. Or he may give you a little cell phone with a decent enough camera to have confidence to post and say, okay, show me. Say you want to be a content creator. Okay, here go a little iPhone 12. Show me what you want to do. This is a phone. I can't do nothing. But you ain't no shit. You ain't no shit. You making excuses out of it. You ain't no shit. You don't want to do nothing. You know what I'm saying? Versus, okay, this little iPhone. I ain't even never had something like this before. I could do a little. I could work with this. This is a good start. Oh, you do want something? Here go a 2K camera. Here go a 1080p camera. Oh, and now he really working. Oh, here go 4K. Oh, he in it now. Here go 8K. Here go a whole cinematography team. You only got to do it alone no more. Here go a whole team for you. Right? At least that's what I'm starting to see. Like, I can't demand a community of people. I'm breaking through barriers. I was at the level where people want to rock with me and have fun. I step it up a little bit. People get uncomfortable, start hating. I step it up again where people will want to help me pitch in. As I've always helped people and help pitch in. But you have to earn your keep. You gotta keep passing the test, bro. So you can get yours. It'll be so beautiful. We could take one test and be, you know what I'm saying, and be locked in for life. We take one test as a pre-K, you know what I'm saying, pre-K child, and then we don't never got to test again through grade school, high school, and college. We don't got to test again through though. We took one test as a kid. We don't got to test no more. That'd be beautiful. But at each level, it's always a different test, right? And that's what this life and success stuff is. At each level, it's always a different test. So you can't rely on the old test, or you can't rely on your old success. What you doing now, gang? How you getting down and busy now? Stay complete. You see what I'm saying? Stay complete. And don't give in. That's all I have for you today. If you didn't know, now you do know it's not just how you live, it's how your lifestyle. It is no other podcast like mine, because it's GhodCast podcast, you heard. And shout out to the other GhodCast podcast. They spell that shit. Cast. You already know how we spell it. GHOD Cast. You already know how we coming, man. Stay blessed and always flex.